If you fly internationally, the most exhausting part usually isn't the flight. It's that brutal line after you land. Here's the wild part. There's a completely free, official shortcut that most travelers walk right past. It's called Mobile Passport Control, and when it's available, it can move you through US passport control way faster without paying for global entry. In the next few minutes, I'll show you exactly how to set it up, when to submit it, and how to spot the right lane at the airport so you actually get the time savings. Number 1. The free MPC shortcut. Mobile Passport Control, usually called MPC, is one of those rare travel tricks that sounds like it should cost money, and somehow doesn't. It's an official app from US Customs and Border Protection, and it lets eligible travelers send their passport details and customs declaration through their phone, then follow the mobile passport control lane when they arrive in the United States. It doesn't replace your passport, and it's not a skip the rules thing. It's more like turning a slow paper process into a fast digital one, so the officer can process you quicker. The reason this feels life-changing is simple. On a bad day, immigration lines don't take a little longer. They can take an hour, 2 hours, sometimes more. MPC won't control how many flights land at the same time, but it can move you out of the slowest lane and into the lane that most people ignore. The best part is how little effort it takes compared to paid programs. With Global Entry, you're dealing with an application, a fee, and an interview. With MPC, yes, it's basically download, set up, and you're ready. That's why it feels like a secret. The sign is right there in the arrivals hall, but most people walk past it because they assume it's for someone else. Eligibility is broader than people think. MPC can be used by US citizens, lawful permanent residents, certain Canadian visitors, and returning visa waiver program travelers with an approved ESTA, as long as you're coming in through a supported airport or port of entry. And it's not limited to one random airport. MPC is available at dozens of entry points, including major US airports, international preclearance locations, and even a few cruise ports, so it's worth setting up even if you only take one international trip a year. Also, don't confuse it with random third-party line-skipping apps. MPC is the official one, and you'll see it on airport signage. When it's available, it's basically the easiest way to move faster without paying for a membership. Number 2. Set it up once. The only wrong way to use MPC is waiting until you've landed, your phone is dying, you're on airport Wi-Fi that requires a 12-step login, and you're standing in a crowd with 1,000 other tired people. Do the setup at home on Wi-Fi when you're calm. Inside the app, you create a primary profile. That's your passport info and basic details, saved on your device so you're not typing it every time. Then you can add other eligible people, so one person can submit for the group from a single phone. If you travel with family, this is where MPC becomes a cheat code in the best way. You're not juggling multiple devices, you're just moving as one unit. It's also handy for couples or friends, because you can keep everyone's details in one place and avoid the classic, "Wait, who has the passport?" moment. A practical tip that sounds boring but saves you later. Make sure your profile info matches your actual travel documents exactly. Same spelling, same middle initials if your passport has them, same date format. The app is fast, but it's not magic, and little typos are the kind of thing that turns quick into pull over to the side. A small but useful detail, your phone security matters. Use Face ID/Touch ID or a strong passcode and treat your phone like a second passport. If your phone is dead or locked out, your fast lane plan gets messy fast. Throw a charging cable in the same pocket of your bag every time, and keep a power bank in your carry-on if you use one. Another small move, if you renewed your passport, just update your profile right away. The app can only be as accurate as the document you feed it. Another small move, check your passport expiration date in the app profile before every trip. People think they'll remember, and then a year goes by, and suddenly you're that person trying to fix it while rolling to the gate. Number 3, timing the submission. Here's the timing that makes MPC feel magical. You don't just set it up once and forget it forever. You set up your profile once, but you submit a trip when you're actually arriving. The official flow is built for real life. You can get your submission ready shortly before landing or immediately after landing, which is perfect because that's when you have dead time anyway. While everyone else is scrolling social media, you're doing the one thing that can save you a full hour of waiting. The flow is simple. Open MPC, choose how you're entering, usually by airplane, pick your port of entry, your arrival airport, and select the terminal if the app asks. If you're traveling with other people, add them right there so you're all submitted together. Then you answer the inspection questions. Hit submit when you're at the airport, and the app prompts you. Take a clear selfie for each person, and wait a moment for the virtual receipt with an encrypted QR code. Quick selfie tips. Take off sunglasses and hats. Face the light if you can, and don't rush it. A clean photo saves you from redoing the step when you're already in line. One more thing people forget. If your flight diverts or your arrival airport changes, you may need to start a new submission for the new port. It's annoying, but it's better than showing up with the wrong receipt. 2 common mistakes to avoid. First, don't pick the wrong airport. If you're connecting, your port of entry is the first US airport you land at, not your final destination. Second, don't panic if the cell signal is weak in the hallway. Try airport Wi-Fi, move a few steps, or simply wait until you're closer to the inspection area. You're sending a form and a photo, not uploading a whole movie. And don't overthink the QR code. You're not scanning it at a kiosk like a theme park ticket. It's the digital receipt that links your answers to you, so the CBP officer can pull it up quickly when they inspect your passport. Number 4, finding the right lane. The most common MPC fail is painfully simple. People do everything right on their phone, then they walk straight into the regular line out of habit. When you step into the arrivals hall, look up first, not forward. Airports love putting the best signs above your head while everyone stares at the floor. You're looking for Mobile Passport Control, or MPC. Some airports have a dedicated lane that's noticeably shorter. Some airports blend MPC into a main line and then route you to a separate set of booths. If you're not sure, ask the first airport or CBP staff member you see, "Where's the MPC line?" and show them your receipt screen. This is one of those moments where a 5-second question saves you 40 minutes of regret. One expectation check, so you don't get disappointed. MPC speeds up paperwork and can give you access to a shorter lane, but the exact benefit depends on the airport and the staffing that day. Some days it's a tiny improvement. Other days it's the difference between making your connection and missing it. MPC is also not limited to 1 or 2 major hubs anymore. Coverage changes, but it's available at dozens of sites, including many major US airports, multiple international preclearance airports, and a few cruise ports. First, preclearance is especially interesting. In certain foreign airports, you clear US customs before you board. Then you land in the US like it was a domestic flight. Places like Dublin and Toronto Pearson are well-known examples of airports with US preclearance, and there are others as well. That can completely change your arrival day because you skip the giant immigration hall on US soil. One more arrival reality that saves stress. If you're connecting onward within the US, you clear immigration at your first US entry point, and you usually have to pick up checked bags there, clear customs, then recheck them for the next flight. So that first airport isn't just a stop, it's the bottleneck that can make or break a connection. If you ever wondered why your 2-hour layover still feels like a sprint, that's why. A helpful mindset. The goal isn't to run faster, it's to remove time wasters. MPC removes one of the biggest ones, but you can also help yourself by sitting closer to the front when you can, keeping your passport and phone easy to grab, and not stopping in the hallway to reorganize your entire life. Number 5. Security with zero friction. The MPC secret is for when you arrive, but your trip starts with security, and this is where people lose time for no reason. The goal at the checkpoint is not pack less, it's pack predictably. Put anything that could trigger extra screening in one easy-to-reach area. liquids bag, electronics, and anything dense. When you get to the front, you can pull it out smoothly instead of doing awkward suitcase surgery in public. Clothing matters more than people admit. If you know you're going straight from the airport to a meeting, fine, dress up. But if you're traveling for yourself, think like someone who wants to get through screening with zero friction. Minimal metal, easy layers, shoes that aren't a full engineering project. You can still look put together without wearing half a hardware store. A simple what to wear formula that works in most airports. One comfortable layer you can take off, one pair of shoes you can remove quickly, and pockets that don't become a junk drawer. Coins, keys, and metal objects belong in your bag before you get to the belt, not while you're holding up the line. If your bag gets pulled for extra screening, don't take it personally. It usually means the X-ray showed something dense or messy. Be calm, answer questions simply. And you'll get through faster than the person who starts arguing like it's a court case. And if you carry a laptop, camera, or work gear, give it its own lane-ready position. Not at the bottom, not under a week's worth of cables. Lane-ready. Number 6, food without delays. Airport food is expensive, and airline snacks are unpredictable. Bringing your own food is one of the simplest travel upgrades that doesn't feel like a hack at all. The big rule to remember is that security cares about texture. Solid foods usually go through without a problem. The items that cause trouble are liquids, gels, and spreadables. Anything that you can pour, smear, or squish is treated like a liquid for carry-on purposes, which means it needs to follow the usual size limit. So peanut butter, hummus, yogurt, soups, sauces, jam, creamy dips, those are the ones that get people pulled aside because they forgot they count as liquid-ish. If you want a snack plan that's cheap, easy, and low drama, pack things that are clearly solid and easy to inspect. Sandwiches, crackers, nuts, dried fruit. See granola bars, hard cheese, or a simple salad without a liquid dressing sloshing around. The more wet and spreadable the item looks on an X-ray, the higher the chance your bag gets checked, even if it's technically allowed. If you really want something spreadable, keep it travel size, pack it in checked luggage, or buy it after security. And once you're past security, you can usually bring airport food and drinks onto the plane, which is how people quietly avoid paying onboard prices without doing anything sketchy. The only time you need to be extra careful is on arrival into another country. Customs rules can restrict fresh produce, meat, or homemade foods. When in doubt, declare it. Getting flagged over an apple is a silly way to start a trip. One more easy win: bring an empty water bottle and fill it after security. It's the most boring tip on earth, and it works every single time. Number 7, the 24-hour undo. This one isn't an airline trick, it's a consumer protection rule. For airline tickets purchased at least 7 days before departure, airlines flying under US DOT rules must either give you a 24-hour hold option or let you cancel within 24 hours for a full refund. They don't have to offer both, but they have to offer one. That single rule changes how you book flights. If you see a price you like, you can lock it in directly with the airline, then use the next day to verify details when you're not rushing. Dates, names, passport numbers, connection times, baggage rules, seat choices. If you spot a mistake, you're not stuck. If you find a better flight, you can reset without paying for your own panic. Use it as a second look, not as a game. Airlines move prices quickly, so your goal is simply to buy yourself time to think clearly. It's also a lifesaver if you accidentally pick the wrong month, mix up AM and PM, or type a passport number wrong. Things that are easy mistakes when you're booking late at night. Also, the 24-hour window is for canceling or holding a fare, not a promise that the airline will fix every mistake as a free edit button. If you need to correct something, cancel and rebook inside the window is often the cleanest option. The catch is simple. That 24-hour rule generally doesn't apply the same way when you book through a third-party travel site. If you want the safety net, book direct. And while you're in know the rules mode, it's worth knowing what DOT considers a significant schedule change or delay for refunds. The department spells out examples like arriving 3 hours late on domestic itineraries or 6 hours late on international ones. Knowing that can keep you from being pressured into vouchers when you'd rather have your money back. Number 8. The Calm Traveler System. MPC works best when you treat travel like a repeatable system, not a series of emergencies. Keep the key apps installed and updated. MPC, your airline app, and whatever you use for itineraries. The day your gate changes, notifications are what keeps you from sprinting across a terminal for no reason. Make a tiny arrival kit habit. Passport goes in the same pocket every trip, phone goes in the same pocket every trip, and you don't switch it up because you're wearing different pants. Consistency is faster than memory. Before you leave home, save anything you'll want offline. Hotel address, confirmation numbers, and at least one screenshot of your boarding pass. Airports are famous for having the worst possible internet at the exact moment you need it. Decide your internet plan before you fly. That could be an eSIM, a local SIM, or a roaming plan you actually understand. The goal is landing with a working map and messaging, not standing next to baggage claim trying to beg a kiosk for a signal. If you travel with other people, pick a simple meetup rule in case someone gets separated at security or passport control. If we lose each other, we meet right after baggage claim at carousel number X, or we meet at the first coffee spot past customs. It sounds overly cautious. Until you're tired and one person takes a wrong turn. Do one quick bag habit too. Put your key items in the same small pocket every single trip. Passport, wallet, earbuds, cable. When you always know where things are, you stop doing that frantic pat down at the worst times. And if you're someone who already has global entry, keep MPC as a backup anyway. The smartest travelers aren't loyal to a program. They're loyal to the shortest line. Then, when you land in the US, open MPC while the plane is still rolling. Submit, follow the MPC signs, and walk past the part where everyone slows down and starts looking confused.